Thanks for stopping by. This is Ars Poetic and I'm just a dude who really loves to play video games. This video is part of a larger full-length review that I created. If you want to check that out, the link will be in the description. Let's get to the video. Let's cover a few tips and recommendations here. These may or may not work well for you, but these are things that help me enjoy the game more. I typically play most games on normal difficulty, though there are some exceptions, this being one of them. I went with hard difficulty on this one. Even though some of the duels were incredibly difficult for me at first, they elevated the intensity in those moments and they became even more satisfying to beat. Overall, I felt that hard difficulty provided a solid but conquerable challenge for me. Luckily, you can change the difficulty at any time in the pause menu, so if you feel like you need more or less of a challenge, take some time to experiment. For you trophy hunters out there, no trophies are attached to any difficulty level. Don't try to rely too much on moving the camera in attempts to get your targets in front of you. As enemies surround and attack you, they will be all over the place, and I find it easier to just switch the direction of your attacks rather than focusing on your camera angle. Also, when you start an attack or series of attacks, you want to stick with that direction through the attack's completion. If you try to preemptively back away, you will change the direction of your attack and may inadvertently miss your target. Identify what enemies are causing you the most trouble and take them out first. I've been taken down more than a handful of times due to attacks from archers staggering me, leaving me vulnerable to brutes landing their unblockable attacks while I'm trying to fight off others. Getting rid of those two groups first allowed me to be more successful when taking on the rest. Sometimes I would use stealth to take down a couple of them first, before going all out with the others. Keep practicing your parry and aim to hit that sweet slow-mo spot as much as you can. This allows you to take down enemies so much quicker with critical blows. If you find yourself getting overwhelmed by a crowding group of enemies, give yourself some distance and try to take them out one by one. In some cases, it might be better to just run away completely and come back later, or replan your attack. This can also be a useful tactic if you just want to move the battle to a more open area so you don't have to worry about objects and structures getting in the way of you or the camera. Definitely take some time to figure out what gear will aid you best or make the game more interesting. For instance, if you're dying way too often, equip some charms that will give you more health and reduce enemy damage. Wearing something like the Samurai Clan armor will also help you out a lot. I mostly focused on a ranged build myself, so that I could dispose of archers and weaker enemies from a distance, allowing me to have an easier time when face to face with other enemies. That said, I recommend that you don't get too stuck on a particular pattern of play. Try switching it up from time to time to keep things fresh. Keeping a healthy rotation of going headfirst against your enemies, performing stealth takedowns, and using ranged combat with your bow will spice up the gameplay. Try to refrain from looking at the map too much. As I mentioned earlier, you will discover a lot of things naturally. Don't be afraid to veer off the main path and follow a golden bird or scope out an area that catches your eye. The more you look at the map and set waypoints, the more you will feel like you're running through a checklist. Definitely give the game a chance to lead you to stuff naturally. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it in any way, check out my other video clips from this review in the linked playlist, or even watch the entire review if you'd like. Peace.